Hi everyone, it's Brave here again. I just have a few more positive words to share with you all. One thing I notice as I've gone through life is that if you don't control your mind, someone else will try to control you. So if you come across as very like weak energy, people pleaser, where people ask you, what do you think? And you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't mind. You go along with anything, you don't stand for yourself or stand against anything. People will pick up on that and they will see that as a weakness and they will use it against you. So always have control of your own mind, your own opinions, stick to your, guns and stand your ground and do not let anyone convince you or, you know, don't be easily influenced. And so also, the old saying that people say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know, that's true in a way, but yes, it is very painful to go through things, it's not easy. It depends on how much, I guess, pain threshold you have for trauma, because I mean, I've been through a huge amount of trauma from childhood, from the age of 7 all the way up until now, just multiple different narcissistic people mistreating me, violent abuse, being odd, so many horrible things that have happened to me, miscarriages of justice, terrible things that have happened to me. However, I'm not the worst victim. There are people who have gone through much, much worse than me, sadly. And so it is true when they say that sometimes there's someone worse, someone's going through worse. So, even though that doesn't feel like it helps you in the moment when you feel like you want to take yourself out of here, because your pain is your pain and only you know what it feels like. But it is important to have compassion and empathy for others too who are going through horrible things, and send up prayers for them as well. Pray for yourself, but also pray for others. To think of others and care about others in the world is important, and to remember that, I've been through terrible stuff, but other people who have been through even worse are still getting up and not letting it beat them. So neither should you. And I mean, it's like, if someone said to their husband, like, oh, I've had a terrible day at work, my boss got on my nerves and he told me I didn't do a good job. And then your partner goes, well, what about those kids in Africa? They don't got no shoes, or they don't got no clothes and food, and then the person will be like, oh, you don't care about what irritates me or what bothers me. And so yes, we do have to be there for each other. Some people will complain about minor stupid things and it gets to them, and some people will have deeper conversations and talk about actual things that matter. But at the same time, we should show, you know, support to everyone we care about. I mean, I will listen to people, even if they're not talking about anything specifically deep or important, but at the same time, I'll try and change the conversation and talk about something a bit more, like social injustice or what's going on in the world. But it does annoy me sometimes when my friends are so superficial. They want to keep everything very surface level. They don't want to talk about death or, you know, sadness, or how to overcome trauma, or you know some of them don't have a lot of trauma. Some of them have been very lucky. They had good parents, good family, they grew up in a nice house. They're not rich, but they certainly weren't poor. And I don't know, like, I think sometimes I have to point out to them that you're taking for granted the fact that you had a good life, a good childhood, and now you have a good life. You're bored because you're not a famous rapper in a mansion, but you're very lucky that you had a good life, good parents, good siblings, good opportunities. You know, be grateful for that. Be thankful that you didn't have to suffer the way I did. Would you like to swap places with me? Because I know that a lot of my friends would not survive 5 minutes in my shoes, because so many of them are just, I guess, pampered and spoiled, and it weakens them, the fact that they've been spoiled, whereas it toughened me up and made me hard as nails because I had no choice but to go through these horrible things. Now, some people would have crushed under my pressure and took themselves out of here long ago, but because, by the grace of God, I was lucky enough to have been given all this extra strength, and you know, I do seem to be able to shoulder difficulties better than other people. What I've seen is a lot of people like freak out and have a mental breakdown over very little, and like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, some people are so neurotic, they want to jump off a bridge because they can't get the trainers they want, and it's like, are you serious? Like, get a grip, grow up, get it together. Like, there's people dying out here in the world. You're worried about some ugly sneakers and ugly shoes you can't get. Like, ugh. So it's very stressful when you're a very deep, caring, empathic person. You care about the world, you care about all the human beings, you want to take away everyone's suffering, and then you got these airhead idiots who only care about superficial things, and they really do think the world revolves around them. I'm surprised they even have any friends, because I guess they need the friends as an audience, like a sycophant group of idiots to clap and like a load of hyenas giggling around them. A lot of people need an audience, even if those people around them are not loyal to them, they're just fake friends, they're only around each other because they're all down and out people who, I don't know, people push away from them because they're so obnoxious and rude. And so all the bad people join forces and become a mob. But yeah, it's very hard to find a good group of genuine people, because sometimes the people who behave friendly are just doing it with a hidden agenda. They want to trick people, but they know that they can catch people more with honey instead of vinegar. So they put on a sweet personality, they mimic kind people because that will lure people towards them, and then when people assume they're nice and kind, then they suddenly turn on them, and by that time it's too late. You didn't know they were like that, and you already are in love with them, or have invested a lot in them, and now it becomes a painful ending when you have to put your foot down and stand your ground against their bad behavior. But yeah, so do what no one else can do, and you will become what no one else can become. So what I take that to mean is, when you find your own lane, you carve your own lane, you look at what are your strengths, what can you do that no one else can do, even if other people can do versions of what you do. Like, there might be something that you're really good at that no one in your circle can do, or you might be very good at picking up things quickly, learning things quickly. So there are things you could do. Look for jobs outside of your comfort zone. So you might have had training in one area and you keep looking for jobs in that one area, but if you've got the time and the finances to go and train to do something else, then go and do that. I mean, not all money is good money. I mean, look at, like, drug dealers have plenty of money, but they're scummy, evil people who are poisoning the community, and they don't care about others. And people who are S workers, they might have a lot of clients and getting a lot of money, but look at the horrible way their dignity is being stripped from them every day, and people look down on them and don't see them as normal human beings, and they must hate their job. They must cry every night. I don't believe any woman or man who says, oh, I enjoy being a sex worker, I enjoy having strangers use me like a piece of meat. No, you don't. You're saying that to overcompensate for the shame and the guilt and the horrible way these people make you feel like you're worthless, like you're nothing. So to counter that, it's like a defense mechanism. To counter that horrible feeling that your situation brings you, your brain is trying to make you cope by saying, oh, it's my choice, I'm in control of this, I allow these things to happen, it's okay, I'm in control. But sadly, even like strippers, they earn a lot of money, especially in America, but yet even they will say, if they're honest, I used to cry every night after work. The Yes, I've got a ton of money, but people still throw it in my face that how I got the money. And because your dignity is priceless, your dignity and your integrity is priceless. And even though I understand that some people might feel like I have to do anything for money, but then there are people who aren't dirt poor, who have enough money to get by, but they'll still allow other people who are richer than them and have a bit more power and status in the world to humiliate them for money. I mean, you couldn't. There's no amount of money you could give me that would let you make me humiliate myself, because my dignity and my integrity and my principles are too valuable to me. They are priceless. So even if someone said, eat a dog turd for £1 million, I'd say no, because the fact that you want to humiliate me by doing this, the money means nothing to me. I am not moved by money. I am moved by, if you're a kind, decent soul, that means more to me. If you're a millionaire, I don't care. You just have a lot of money, so what? But you're probably the greediest one in the world. Even with all that money, you're probably stingy and greedy and vile. Obviously, if there are people with a lot of money who do a lot of charity stuff, that's great. I'm so glad that you saw that you could help the world with, you've been lucky and you tried to give back. But yeah, there's no way I would, like, there's other people who would say, well, who cares? If I eat the dog turd, I got £1 million. I can wash my mouth. I can, disinfect my mouth. It's fine. And I'm like, no, but that's not the point. It's about the principle. Why are they humiliating you that way? If they were good people, why can't they just give you the £1 million? Or why can't they give you a little bit of money, or give multiple people bits of that £1 million? Why do they need to humiliate you first, so degrade you so disgustingly before they give you the money? Why? Ask yourself that. Because they're evil, because there's something wrong with them. If I had loads of money and I go out into the street and I see a homeless person and I say, and this is hypothetical, right? If I was a bad person and I say, oh, you have to do me sexual favors and then I'll buy you a house. That's abuse. That's, coercing someone who is probably going to have to go. If they don't go along with it, they're going to continue to suffer. So, you're holding something over a weaker person's head, a vulnerable person's head. That's disgusting and sad, and it's sick that people would even consider doing that, degrading another human being when they could just help them. If it's no skin off your nose to throw £1 million away, if someone did eat the disgusting dog turd, why can't you just help? Oh, it's so vile, this world. Yeah, and when I make that laughing sound, I'm not laughing. It's more like I can't believe it, because these things will happen. People pranking people trying to, wave money in people's faces. To me, money is just paper. It has no value to me other than needing it to buy things to survive. But, if we didn't need, if we didn't give so much power to money, if we knew we could get by on a comfortable amount of money, but people are so greedy, they need more. Even, why do you need more money when you're already rich? What is the mindset of a billionaire being stingy and needing more money? You already have so much wealth. You can pass it on to your great 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 grandchildren. You're so rich. That is weird. Anyway, so there will always be someone who doesn't see your worth, but don't let it be yourself. Always see your worth. It's very important, because, like I said before, you are the one who you are with all the time. So you should strengthen your mindset to be positive and speak kindly to yourself and uplift yourself. Don't look for others to uplift you. Don't wait for a man or a woman to love you. Love yourself. Pour that goodness that you give everyone else into yourself, and then that way it won't matter if anyone loves you or hates you, because you love you, you. And you won't look to other people to validate you. It won't matter if anyone walks away from you for silly reasons, for their own silly game playing reasons. It will be like, okay, jog on. You don't want to be my friend. You don't want to be normal. That is fine. I am good. I was good before I met you, and I'll be good after I met you. I've come across so many horrible people in my life who just want to use my kindness to fill them up and make them feel better. and then they want to give nothing back. And I just don't tolerate that, you know. And I've already survived so much. You know, you're nothing. Like, when I say you're nothing, I don't mean you're nothing as in you're not a good human being. I just mean that it's nothing for me to overcome you, because I've overcome much worse, is what I mean. I want all human beings to look out for each other, and it's just sad that they don't, you know. And it's like, I remember someone saying that when you work at your job and make a bit of cash, you know, work on yourself, you'll make a fortune, because you'll become spiritually wealthy, you know. And it's like, don't let anyone treat you like an option. If anyone treats you like an option, leave like a choice, you know. Because we have to value experiences over possessions, because memories are the real treasures of life, you know. I mean, as we go through life, you know, our experiences, we can either learn from them or let them crush us. And if we can learn from them, we can build up hindsight, we can try and avoid future terrible situations, you know. And because, you know, it's important to just not focus on people who don't like you. You know, so many people focus on the people who don't love them or like them, you know, but just focus on the ones that do, and just focus on loving yourself. As long as you love yourself, that's the most important thing, you know, at the end of the day. So yeah, I hope that everyone around the world has a great day, evening or night, and that's all for now. God bless everyone. Bye for now.